Hi, it's Kathy, the cat part of Rich Cat Ranch. I just thought I'd share a little bit about myself today. We'll have a video with Richard too at some point. I think I can talk him into that, but we'll see. So just getting to know me. Obviously, I hope you've seen some of our videos already, but I thought it might be fun for you to learn who we are. I was born in Dallas, Texas in September of 1962. I'm the oldest of 4 children. I have a sister and 2 brothers. I was born left-handed, but obviously during a time when not enough people realize that some kids are just born left-handed. So I went home from school with notes pretty much every day to let my parents know that I was having a hard time remembering which hand to use for cutting or writing, coloring, whatever activity we might have done in class that day. I have terrible handwriting. I've always blamed that on the fact that I was not allowed to learn how to write with my left hand. But I did learn to do a lot of things with my right hand, and I do most things with my right hand now. I do write with my right hand, but I shoot left-handed, I bat left-handed, and then some things I can do with either hand. I can play pool right or left-handed, I can bowl right or left-handed. So it has not been a hindrance to me, but the struggle was real as I was growing up as a young child. Let's see, what else can I tell you? I was very much a tomboy and kind of a bookworm, nerdy kid. Always loved science and math classes, and would literally catch any kind of creature if it would be still long enough for me to catch it. So I have never had a fear of spiders or snakes or any kind of critters. As I've gotten older, obviously have educated myself, and I know when to have a healthy respect for an animal so that I don't fiddle around and get myself hurt or hurt the animal. But I just have always loved the outdoors, and did a lot of tree climbing and, you know, tomboy kind of things as I was growing up. I have always been interested in music. When I was little, we didn't even have a TV, I don't think, until I was maybe 7 or 8 years old, but we had a big stereo system, and there were always records playing or the radio was always on. So a lot of music in my family growing up, so I developed a great love and appreciation for music, and to this day still believe that it's a powerful force that can be used to teach and minister and heal, and it's a part of my life, a part of my history. I play piano. I taught myself to play piano and had been playing by ear probably for 3 or 4 years at least before my parents surprised me with piano lessons in the 7th grade. I took 6 months of piano lessons in the 7th grade, and that was a blessing because I learned about music theory. You can do a lot just playing by ear, but it's kind of hard to write music or really understand how to read music if you don't understand theory. So I'm appreciative of the opportunity I was given to learn kind of the nuts and bolts of music, because that certainly enhanced my skills and put me in a position to use my talents for music in lots of different ways. I accompanied a couple of my kids. I played piano while they competed at UIL competitions in high school, Leslie in choir singing, and Ty in band playing the saxophone. Not a lot of parents are allowed to be with their kids while they're competing, so that was a real treat for me. And I have sung and played piano for people's weddings. I did a 3-week concert tour of Ireland and Scotland with a group out of Richland Hills, and have just really, really benefited from loving music and using music in my life in various ways. Let's see, what else can I tell you? I love to cook. I love to read. I am a voracious reader. I tend to stick more with the mystery, thriller, crime, detective kind of stuff, but I also like sci-fi. In fact, my favorite book, which we'll do a favorites video at some point, is Robert Heinlein's Stranger in a Strange Land. I think everyone should read it. It's got some great messages for the times we live in. It's timeless. It's got great messages for any generation. And so sci-fi fantasy is also among the kinds of books I like to read. I'm a huge astronomy and astrology buff. I'm not going to say I know a whole lot. I can identify some constellations, and I've got a neat app on my phone that lets me identify planets and, you know, bright stars, things like that. I love the night sky. As a little girl, from about the time I was 5 years old, I was going to be a doctor. Anyone who asked, that was my answer, and that remained my answer until I was about in the 3rd grade. Hurricane Agnes came through Jacksonville, Florida. We were living there at the time, and I was absolutely fascinated by the weather. That's the first hurricane I've been through, and I remember doing a special report at school for extra credit on that. I talked with the local meteorologist to get some information on hurricanes and the stats for that particular hurricane. And still am fascinated by weather, storms, you know, natural phenomenon. I'm just really geeky that way. So I wanted to be a doctor for a long time. Then I wanted to be a meteorologist only for a little while. And then my, you know, dreams went back into healthcare and medicine. I was accepted as a pre-med major at UTA in Arlington, Texas, but I got married and started a family and put school on a back burner. I've been in and out of school several times, so I was a nursing major for a while, and started in the dental field. My first job out of high school started in the dental field, so a lot of clinical background there, and I've moved into administrative roles and have taken care of a lot of different things in dental offices. What else do I need to tell you? I'm a certified childbirth educator. I have not taught in a long, long time, not since the kids were little, but that was among the most gratifying times of my life, where I felt like I really had opportunities to make a big difference for people, doing something that I loved and that I was good at. And a lot of the things I learned in that, I mean, I still use those today. I use a lot of relaxation breathing, and you know, some of the techniques that I used to teach students, use a lot of those chairside in the dental office, and they work just the same way regardless what the reason for, you know, stress or pain might be. I have 4 grown children of my own, and 7 grandchildren. My sons live closest, so I get to see them a little more often, and my oldest son has 2 daughters of his own, so I get to see them a little more often. My other grandkids live a little farther away, so the visits are not quite as frequent, but everybody's here in Texas, and so we still do get together from time to time, holidays and things like that. My oldest granddaughter will be 18 in December. Is that right? That is, wow, that's mind-boggling. That's how fast time goes by. You just blink and 20 years have gone by. I speak French and American Sign Language. I guess I can say I speak American Sign Language. Neither one, I don't think it would be fair to say I'm fluent in either of them, but I'm proficient and can get my message across and understand, you know, if I'm communicating in one of those languages. When I have been in foreign countries, Spanish-speaking countries in particular, and I don't know why I don't speak Spanish. My dad spoke fluent Spanish. My grandparents spoke fluent Spanish. And I could understand a lot of it growing up, but I never learned to speak it. But the roots are all the same. So when I've been in Spanish-speaking countries, I have been able to speak French and get my questions answered and get the help I need. And if there's, you know, confusion, a little bit of pantomiming goes a long way to help whoever you're communicating with figure out what you're trying to say. In high school, I was combination geek and class clown. Starred in the school musicals, was, you know, graduated with honors, was in, we didn't call them AP classes back then, they were called honors classes, and you didn't get extra credit for those. I think the advanced placement classes now, you get extra credit or some college credits, or it works really differently. But again, I've always been nerdy, geeky, you know, bookwormish kind of person. And that's where I first started studying French. I took 3 years of French in high school. And let's see if there's anything else about high school. Not a whole lot. I didn't play sports. I was too busy with music, I guess, to really have a lot of extra time. Regarding my philosophies in life, I learned, I would say the hard way, that, and this is true for anyone, but I'm just talking about myself, I was not put here to fix everybody's problems and make everybody love me. We all have something we can contribute, and it's very fulfilling to figure out what that is and then put your efforts toward using your gifts and your talents to, you know, make yourself healthy and make other people happy and healthy. But you're really just responsible for you. I'm not afraid of confrontation. I think a lot of times that's considered a dirty word, and I just think it's the ultimate in honesty. Obviously there are tactful ways to present yourself and communicate with people, but you know, a lot of lessons I've learned the hard way. So I tend to speak my mind. If I'm upset with someone, they're going to know it. It doesn't mean I have to be rude or mean about it, but it doesn't do anyone any good to hold things in. In fact, there's a lot of harm that can come about as a result of that. So again, that's just a little bit on my philosophy. Regarding Richard, my relationship with Richard, we worked together at a transportation company in Grand Prairie. And I didn't initially start out in the department where he was. I was just in an administrative, like, front office role. And then I moved into a customer service role, and he was the planner for the geographic area where I had been placed as a customer service agent. And obviously I'd already met him because I did administrative stuff for the company. So I met him, I knew who he was, and thought he was super cute, and, you know, didn't know where things would go, but we had a first date probably 8 or 9 months after I started working for the company, and the rest is history. That was back in 2007 that we had our first date, and the rest is history. We moved here to our Rich Cat Ranch property in February of 2013, and we started our company as a direct result of Richard having been laid off from a job. So I was still working full-time, but kind of hard to make ends meet with, you know, less than half the income, because he's always made a little more money than I have. And so we just did some brainstorming and came up with an idea to start offering services to clients in our neighborhood. There's a lot of property here, a lot of people that have acreage and have horses and pets, so we printed up some business cards, went around door to door dropping off business cards, and started our little Facebook page to get the word out. And we've got an okay list of, you know, repeat clients that we help out from time to time. It's not anything that we're in a position to devote full-time efforts to. I think it would be neat, and if we could grow it big enough that we could just do that full-time, I think we would both enjoy that. But for now, it's still kind of a part-time thing. Richard went back to work probably 5 or 6 months after we started the company, but we still are able to, you know, tend to people's needs during our off hours. We limit our clientele to people that are close to home so that there's not a lot of travel time involved. And that's how the company got started. We started raising ducks in 2016. The first animal we added to the family was Cooper, our German Shepherd dog. And I grew up with nothing but German Shepherd dogs. My dad was military police in the Air Force, and he had a German Shepherd canine partner. And I have often joked with people that I don't think I realized there were other breeds of dogs until I was 9 or 10 years old. That's not really true, but that's just how, you know, prevalent it was for us to have German Shepherd dogs in the family. So that's pretty much all I've had growing up. So it was a no-brainer when we got all the big property that we were going to get a German Shepherd dog. And I can't think of anything else to tell you in this video. I may do other videos. If there's something you want to know for some reason about me, put a comment in the comment section and I'll address it in a future video. Again, my goal is going to be to get Richard to do one of these videos as well, so you can get to know him. And I just appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out and learning some things about me. I just thought it might be fun for you to know, you know, who we really are beyond what we do and what we show you in our videos. So make it a great day, and we'll be back in the next video to spend some time with you.